As I picked up a little Chevy 3.1. Looks like it's almost entirely complete. Completely, totally complete, yeah, whatever. And it came with the radiator, the friggin' AC pump. I don't know what's supposed to go there, but I think the air conditioner thing's down here. Looks like it anyway. It came with the condenser and the radiator and all of the friggin' dopey looking thing there and all that stuff. It's off a 99 Malibu. So my intention now, or is that a motor mount maybe? I don't know. It looks like a perfect spot to turn this intake around, if I can. That's a 3100 SFI, it's a newer one. Well, I call it newer, because all my stuff is 96 or prior. So my intention is to put it in this here Ram 50. It's got plenty of room under the hood. Once I move that battery, well anyway. And I have got, in the derriere of this automobile, ooh, BMW seats. Neat. I have got, besides a bunch of other junk that won't fit, a GM 60-degree metric pattern transmission that shall bolt right up to said aforementioned 3100 V6. I still need to get a yoke for it, but I've got all the clutch pieces coming that should hook it up, the flywheel and everything. I've also got for my D100 all the front end parts, but I'm afraid to put them on because as soon as I fix it, somebody's going to run into it all stupid like. So back here, the original intent was to put this Chevy 250 straight 6 and a NV3100 5-speed in, which they do bolt together. There's the Chevy motor, the other Chevy motor. But the problem is, I can't get it to go in here because it's got this giant cross member and a bunch of steering stuff in the way. There's a steering linkage in the way down there under the motor, so I can't tilt it back, or I can't tilt it. And this cross member and the power steering lines and the stabilizer bar, I can't really move that anywhere either. I could lower it some. I mean, I could cut out the metal and weld and make it lower, but the trouble is it's also partially structural for the steering. I know this is kind of rusty anyway. I'm probably going to have to replace it sometime in the near future, but there's just nowhere to put it. So I'm going to take my little V6 I just bought and hook it up to the aforementioned S10. I think it's an NV1500, so it's not going to be real strong, but at least it'll go. And I need to make a little adapter because this thing, the original clutch in here is cable pull type, and I needed to make an adapter, a little adapter bracket doohickey that lets me mount up a slave cylinder, and then the cable pulls on a bell crank that pulls on the slave cylinder, or that pushes the slave cylinder, or master cylinder I should say, there. The slave cylinder's on this. Alright, let me start that again. My plan is to build a little apparatus that's got a bell crank on it. The cable from the original clutch in this vehicle pulls on the bell crank, which pushes on the master cylinder, which pressurizes the hydraulic system, which then proceeds to disengage the clutch. So hopefully that'll work out. If not, I'll figure something else out, or I'll just start it in gear. Here's another project. I got a 96 Dakota full of junk. This thing, the frame's completely rotted out, as you might notice by the fact that the body's also completely rotted out. But I like the truck, so I'm going to take it off of that rotted out frame and stick it on another frame that I have stored at another location. Well, not quite a frame yet. It's a Dodge B300 1970 something van chassis. I say chassis because those Dodge vans are all unibody. So I'm gradually peeling the body pieces off of the Dodge unibody van, and there's enough frame that's left there that I should be able to stick that Dakota on there if I booger weld some mounts. Oh yeah, speaking of the favorite word of one Dr. Johnny Fever, booger. Hey, it did the job. It held up and did what it was supposed to do. Alright, well, there it is. I'm looking for a home for this transmission too, because I really don't need it. Because you know, I don't deal in front wheel drive stuff. I used to mess with them, but yeah, I got kind of tired of that. So my engine hoist isn't big enough. I'm going to have to try to get this transmission off the engine before I move it. Or after, one of the two. I'll figure out a way. Alright, well that's enough of that. I'll see you later.